11 luxury items I let go last year and the reasons why. And this is most likely going to be the last batch of luxury items I sell in the foreseeable future. So let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to chat to you guys about the luxury items I let go in the last year or so and the reasons why. I usually like to keep my luxury collection pretty tight and functional. So I don't tend to hold on to items that no longer work for me in the current life stage because I see my luxury items as just things to be enjoyed. And for the most part, I try not to attach specific meanings to any of my items. So when my life or tastes evolve with time, I do like to edit my collection as I go. So even if there is an item that I absolutely loved and worked great for my life at the time whenever I purchased it, over the years, if it stops working out for me, then I am usually totally okay to let it go. That said, like I mentioned, this is probably going to be the last batch of luxury items I let go because of a number of reasons that I've discussed in a recent video where I talked about my thoughts on those viral TikTok videos. If you haven't watched that video, I'll leave a link to it down below so you can have a watch after you watch this video. But I did mention in that video that this is probably not the best time to sell your luxury items. So I am happy with my current collection. There are a few items still on my wish list, but I don't see myself selling anything else in the foreseeable future. So let's start with the first item I sold in the last year, which is my Chanel mini flap with a top handle in the beautiful Dove Grey lambskin with antique brush gold hardware from the 21A collection. It is a really pretty bag and a very classic one. I got that bag before the crazy price increases. It was an expensive bag at the time, but it was nowhere near what the prices are these days. I still love the look of that bag, but since I got it, I probably used it a handful of times, maybe 5 times. There are a couple of reasons why I think that bag didn't really work out for me. One is the color. I did talk about this in my bag collection video last year, why this wasn't a very frequently used bag. Basically, that Dove Grey color is a color that doesn't really work for most outfits in my closet. I feel that I'm more of a warm neutrals person, so a lot of the times bags in colors like the tan browns, creams, even blacks work really well. But every time I get, say, like a baby pink bag or a grey bag in a more cooler tone, you know, even greys and pinks can be on the warmer side of things, but the cooler toned greys and pinks, I always notice that don't really work out for my closet. But when I bought that bag, I just fell in love with the color. And at the time, these mini flat bags with the top handle were really popular. So they were really hard to get your hands on. They were pretty hyped up, and I did have a really good Chanel SA at the time who I still speak to on Instagram from time to time. She's no longer there. She moved back to Italy. But anyway, I had her who could source me this bag, and I was just so happy to get my hands on one. So I think I kind of bought into the hype of it as well. The second reason why I don't think it really worked out for me is because of its style. I do love my Chanel classic mini flat bags as a style, but I think I prefer the ones that are from the classic line. The one with the top handle, they have a more of a seasonal vibe in that the chain is much thinner. So the chain on the mini flaps with the top handle are the same chains that you find on the wallet on chains. So that chain definitely looks a little bit less substantial, but you know, there are pros to that as well. It will be a more lightweight chain, so some people might prefer that, but I do really like my chunkier chains. Not even really chunky, but you know, the classic chain size that you find on the classic flaps in the regular sizes like small, medium, and also on their classic mini flaps, the chains are actually in that regular size. So to be honest, I didn't love the thin flimsy chain on that bag for the price point of it. So at the time, I think I paid about 6,500 thereabouts. And when I sold it, I didn't actually lose that much money. I think I sold it for just over 6,000. So it wasn't a bad purchase at all. I mean, gone are the days that you could make profit off selling luxury bags. So I was happy to even recoup most of my money. I hesitated for the longest time whether I should let it go or not because of how beautiful it is and how classic it is. But at the end of the day, I am really happy with my decision. I think it's been almost a year since I let it go, and to this day, I don't even think about it. So yeah, I think it was a really good decision. The next 2 items I'm going to talk about together because the reasons why I saw them are kind of related. So I'm talking about my Cartier bracelet stack, which consisted of the Cartier Love bracelet in the small slim version and the Justin Clue slim with the diamonds, both in the pink gold. I have talked about these bracelets so much on my channel. If you guys have watched watched my video about a year ago talking about the luxury items that are on the chopping block for me, I did talk about the love bracelet issue. Both of those bracelets I bought at the same time back in 2020. So I've had them for about 4 years at the point that I decided to let them go. So the love bracelet was the first one that I decided to sell. If you watched that previous video, you already know the reasons, but in case you haven't, in a nutshell, I left the love bracelet on 24/7 since I got it for the first 3 years or so. And then I took it off towards the end of my pregnancy. My daughter was born in the middle of 2023, so that would have been about 2 years ago now, as my wrist got a little bit bigger with the pregnancy weight and swelling. And then when I took it off, I felt almost really liberated, and I realized that I am someone who really prefers bracelets that you can take on and off. And the idea of the love bracelet from Cartier is that you leave it on and you just live your life with it. You don't take it off because you do need to screw and unscrew it to take it on and off. When I had it on, even though at times it was a little bit annoying to have on all the time, I didn't notice it too much because it was pretty slim and lightweight, and I loved the look of it. But my lifestyle was also vastly different. I didn't have a little child. I also didn't do that much housework or cooking. So after I gave birth and lost all my baby weight, I tried it back on and I really didn't have the same love for it. So I kind of decided to let it go. And then I thought I'd just keep the Justin Clue bracelet because it is one that's really easy to put on and take off. You just twist it on, twist it off. So if I'm going out for a day, I can put it on and I can take it off easily when I get home. But you know what? I love the two of them together, but the Justin Clue alone, I just really didn't love the look of it on my wrist. It was almost a little bit too small. Even though I love my dainty jewelry, in a bangle, I think I want a little bit more of a substance or statement even, especially in that sort of a design. So I realized I really didn't like it on its own. And going back to when I purchased both of them together, this is exactly the reason why I ended up buying the two of them together, even though when I went into Cartier that visit, I intended to only buy the Justin Clue Slim with the diamonds, which was brand new release at the time. When I tried it on, even when I was purchasing them, I love the look of the two of them together so much more than the Justin Clue on its own. The Justin Clue Slim on its own is almost a little bit too underwhelming. It is a bold design, but in a dainty size. I just didn't love the look of that. So I ultimately fell out of love with both of them. The love bracelet because of its function, the Justin Clue because I guess I never liked it on its own. So I'm really happy that I let them go. With both of them, I lost some money. The love bracelet, not so much because I sold it when the resale market wasn't so bad yet. So I sold that one last year in 2024. The Justin Clue I sold earlier this year, and the resale market had plummeted even more. So I lost a couple of $1,000s on it because I did use a consignment service. So by the time you pay their fees and all that, I lost a bit of money, but I was still happy to let it go because I've really gotten a lot of enjoyment out of it for the last 4 years. And if it is something that I really don't see myself wearing in the future, it's better to let it go than to hold on to it, even though I will never wear it. The next item will come as no surprise to anyone who is a regular on my channel, and that is my Chanel sneakers. I don't even know if they have a specific name. I bought these sneakers for my birthday a couple of years ago. These sneakers used to be so popular that you could not see them in the popular sizes like the 37 and 38, which is exactly my size. I think the all black one is a little bit more popular, but the one that I had, which is the white one with the black laces, still pretty popular. It is actually a really nice pair of sneakers. I love the design of it, but I never really wore them. I do have quite a few Hermes sneakers, which I actually wear a lot. So I just assumed that I'm gonna love it as much as all my other Hermes sneakers. But the biggest reason I think I didn't reach for them is because they only looked good with when I wore leggings with them. They were really flattering on me and they made my legs look really nice. But when I wore them with bare legs, say with a skirt or shorts, for some reason those shoes made my legs look really chunky, not in the best of ways. So I didn't really reach for them, and maybe that is a reason why I never broke into them. They were just not as comfortable as my Hermes sneakers. Maybe I've just broken into them because I wear them that much, but yeah, they were just not as comfortable, and I just didn't love the look of them with anything else but my workout leggings. So I thought, you know what, I could really do without them. Next are a couple of mini bags, and both of them may surprise you a little bit, maybe one more than the other. The first of those two mini bags is the Saint Laurent Mini Lou camera bag in the black pebbled leather with the silver hardware. I raved about how much of a good value for money bag this is, how functional and versatile it is, and I still wholeheartedly can tell you that this is a really great designer bag to have at such a reasonable price point. Even though I think there's a new version of it, the one that I had was an older version with the tassel and the zipper pull. I think the current models just have the zipper pull without the tassels, which I guess looks a bit neater and a bit more modern maybe. The tassel may make the bag look a bit more dated. Anyway, again, this is a bag that I bought at least 5 years ago. At the time, my designer bag collection was a lot different. My lifestyle was also a lot different. So again, I think I mentioned this in my bag collection video last year because I did go in the order of most used to least used bags, and this was one of the lesser used bags. And I did mention the reason why this bag is not getting as much use from me anymore is because I do have other mini black bags that do function really similarly to it. I just prefer using those other bags over this one. Mainly my Hermes Mini Kelly in the black Epsom leather with the gold hardware. That bag was doing all of the jobs that the Saint Laurent Mini Lou camera bag used to do for me. They're both in the black durable leather, so very carefree. They're both in very similar sizes, even though the Mini Lou camera bag fits a little bit more because it is a bit more flexible and with a zip top. But regardless, it is still a mini bag, so you do only carry your essentials in it. I didn't actually expect to use my black Mini Kelly nearly as much as I do. I thought at the price point, it'll be a bag that I will probably only use on special occasions, or maybe, you know, I'll baby it a bit. But that bag has proven to be so durable that I just reach for it all the time. And so since I got that bag, and I also have a Chanel mini flap in the square with the light gold hardware, between the three of them, the Saint Laurent Mini Lou camera bag was just really not getting the use. But again, I hesitated for the longest time whether to let it go or not because it was one of those bags that I probably influenced a lot of you guys to buy. And like I said, it is still a bag that I would absolutely recommend if it is something that will work for your lifestyle. So even though I wasn't using it, I just felt so bad to let it go. But I decided, you know what, that would be almost like not being true to myself by holding on to it, when my motto with my luxury collection is, as my life evolves and my taste changes, so does my luxury collection. So I decided to stay true to myself, and even though it is a bag that I may have influenced a lot of you guys to get, I thought, you know what, you guys will do the same. If there is a luxury item or a bag that you once bought and once used to love, but after a couple of years, for some reason things change and you don't love it anymore, I am sure you'll do the same and you'll let it go as well. So I decided to finally let it go and create a little more space in my bag collection. The next one is a relatively recent purchase. I only got it 2 years ago in 2023. Geez, it's not as recent as I thought. Time just flies, doesn't it? And it is the Micro DJoy bag from Dior in that beautiful blush color. And a few of you have actually called it when I bought that bag. Even though it is such a cute bag, a few of you have commented, oh, I bet you're gonna sell it in a few months' time. So I lasted a little longer than that. But basically, I just fell out of love with it. It is really a micro bag. I could fit my iPhone Pro in it, but after I put my phone in it, the space is really tight. So you could fit a card holder, and it was a squeeze to get my lipstick and my keys in it. So I could fit my bare minimum essentials, but it was a really tight squeeze, even more so than say my Mini Kelly or the Chanel mini flap. This one was extra tiny. I guess the name suggested it is a micro bag, not a mini bag, but it was a generous size for a micro bag, which is the reason I got it. But again, I'm not using having had my baby as an excuse, but after having my baby, I just did not like playing Tetris in my bags. It was just too much of a hassle to try and squeeze everything. Say when I took my phone out and if I wanted to put it back in, it was a major Tetris situation where I had to rearrange everything else in the bag to make space for my phone again. Whereas in my other mini bags, whatever items fit in the bag, I didn't have to really maneuver my things that much. So it became a little bit too frustrating. And the size as well. It is such a cute size. But you know what? After a little while, I kind of wished I got the next size up, which is a size small, which was actually not available at the time that I purchased the micro. They firstly came out with the regular size DJoy bags, which I absolutely loved, but I thought they were a little bit too long and chunky. And then they came out with this micro size, which I fell in love with because I thought without it being so chunky, I still get that cool vibe. And then they came out with the size small, which would be the perfect size. So I wonder if I got the size small that it'll still be in my collection because it will be a bit more generous with the space in it. And I think the Micro Dior is still a really great bag for maybe people who are a little bit younger than me. If you're going out a lot, it is a great going out bag. It's so small and cute and you can just fit your few little items. But in the end, I just fell out of love with it and there's no point holding on to it any longer. The next item I sold is a watch from Hermes. I never know how to pronounce the name, but this is probably the most classic and recognizable watch style from Hermes. I got mine a couple of years ago in the size small with the gold hardware and the tan brown gold strap in the Epsom leather. I really actually like the look of this watch and the price wasn't too bad for a luxury watch. Mind you, it is a quartz watch, so it doesn't have any complicated movement or anything. It's a pretty plain basic watch, but still for the design of it, I really loved it. But the reason I ended up letting it go is because the corners on that square dial where you have the shape of the H, the corners was just so sharp that it got caught in a lot of things. And again, having a small baby, I was scared to wear it with her because I was worried that I'm going to scratch her with one of the sharp corners. So in total, I probably wore it 2 or 3 times in the whole 2-3 years I had it. So yeah, that's another item that I just never reached for. I thought it would be a really good idea to have it to match with my golden gold Birkin. I love the look of them together, but yeah, I was just never wearing it. So even though that watch, I sold it at a huge loss, like I mentioned, I'd rather lose a bit of money than to hold on to something and give myself more clutter if I'm never going to use the item. So the next 4 items I actually talked about in detail why I was considering letting these go in that previous video where I was talking about the luxury items on the chopping block from my collection last year. So I won't go into the details, and these items were the Bottega mini pouch bag in the beige color, the Mulberry mini Alexa in the tan brown, the Louis Vuitton 4 key holder in the monogram, and the Saint Laurent mini envelope small wallet on chain in the black pebbled leather with the black hardware. So if you're interested in the reasons why these items didn't work out for me, I'll leave that video linked above, so head over to that video. But yeah, basically these are the 11 luxury items I let go in the last year or so. I am currently pretty content with my luxury collection. So like I said, apart from a few items that I have on my wish list that I am possibly going to add this year, I don't see my collection changing too much. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. It'll greatly help my channel out and I'll really appreciate it. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending some of your precious time with me today, and I can't wait to see you again soon in my next video. Bye guys.